Welcome back, YouTube, for another market analysis for the London session. Tonight, again, we'll be going over S&P 500 and also gold. Some of the things that we'll be looking at, some of the levels we'll be looking at for tonight for the London session, and you may be able to use it into the U.S. session as well if the levels start to hold up throughout the London session into the U.S. session. So let's go ahead and take a look at S&P. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the 10 tick right now. Look at what we're doing right now. We were at one point trending for a little bit, which was moving down, but we went down, went into a range of sideways motion, and then we came down again. And again, we are back into our sideways range. So this is the area that we are playing right now. We'll probably put it right up there between the 93 to maybe right around those 86, 75s, that lowest peak that we have, or valley that we have, and we have a resistance coming in at 28.22. Right, so we're going to be playing the actual range again. Probably not going to be looking for breakout strategies here, but we are probably going to be looking for a pullback up against the resistance and somewhat of a failure like this one. You can see where you got that double top. Going to be looking for either a double top, a head and shoulders pattern, a two-try failure, and then an opportunity to come back down below this level, maybe even give a retest for another couple lot entries, and then take it back to the bottom of the range. That's going to be the idea for the downside move if we get to the top. Now, if we break up through it and we find the support on top of the actual resistance, then we'll probably be looking for some long opportunities from there back up into our resistances above, which would be right here and also right here and at the very top right over there. That's going to be our long side trade if we get the opportunity for that. If we got a down move, again, we can look for some failures here, allow it to break through the level, come back up. If it comes back up, look for some failures, and then get the technical side of it in there to give you some directional movement, and we can look for a buying low opportunity to take it back up against the resistances at 28.22. We don't want to play in the middle of the actual range. Probably going to be the worst area to try to play is in that value area. It's going to be the choppiest area. Now, just like the upside, if we do get a breakthrough and we get a pullback where we hold the resistance at your support area and holding these rotations, then we'll be looking for a downside for continuation into the actual downtrend. Right now, it could be likely that we actually do that, given that we're actually moving in an actual downtrend. Seeing that we have this here where we have that pull down. So if we do get a rectangle bottom pattern, then we're probably going to be looking for that. You can see that once you break this structural support, there is a good opportunity to break through and hold this level as resistance and then come back down. So 94.75 is going to be our area where we're looking for some rotations. For the pullback, if we get those resistance rotations, then we'll look for an opportunity to continue the down move. But again, we're not going to be taking the breakout, so even if it breaks through and comes back, we're not going to be getting that first test to try to go down, and we're not going to be trying to break it through right off the impulse through the level. We're going to try to stay away from that just in case we get the head fakes like this one here and it travels all the way back up to the top of the actual range. So that's what we're going to be looking at there. Let's take a look at a 4-tick, see if we got some closer levels. So S&P 500 here, let me go ahead and zoom that in. Same thing, somewhat same thing here. 28.22 is our top level resistance. You can see where price is right now. You're right in the middle of everything, and even though it might present an opportunity of a trade, it's probably going to be one of the harder trades to try to get into. It's going to be a lot more uncertainty right there in between as far as whether it wants to go up or down. This is an area here where it can pretty much do anything. It can go down and it can also go up. So if you're not sure about this area, if you don't like to trade in the middle of the range, which I don't necessarily like to trade in the middle of the range, then you probably want to stay away from that and look to trade buy the lows and sell the highs of the actual range. It's going to be your best opportunity. Now let's take a look at gold here real quick for you guys. Let me see, pull this up here real fast. So gold, you can see we have our levels of resistance at 1727.7 and we also have some slight support coming in at 1712, and below that you guys are going to see we also have a 1702. So we're actually ranging a little bit above too. We're moving sideways on that range. We're in the middle again, just like S&P. We're right in the middle. So what we're probably going to be looking out for is that pull back to the upside of the actual range. We're going to be looking for this here. We're going to pull to the upside of the actual range. Same thing. We're going to look for resistance rotations. It can pop above it, but if it fails to get above and hold the support, then we're going to be looking for some opportunities to short it either at the top here, right here at the top, or we're going to be looking at the neckline for a continuation short. So that's what we're going to be doing on the short side. Now again, if we do find our way above these 27s, we're probably going to be looking for some support. If we get the rotations for support, we'll be looking for a long side opportunity from there. And if we get a pull down into this bottom of the range, or even down here, two areas where we're going to be looking for some support bounces to go continue up. We can get those double bottom failures. We can get an inverse head and shoulders failure. And we'll be looking for an upside back into the top of the range. And same thing down here, double bottom, two try failure, inverse head and shoulders pattern, something like that. And we'll be looking for that upside move again from that type of trade. Now, if we do get the breakdown, definitely going to want to see the breakdown somewhere below this area though. Once we get a crack below that area, then it's going to be some decent side downside from there. Probably going to try to retest this area of support first and then press to make a new low. So we're going to be looking for that. Whatever happens, we're going to be trying to trade off those specific levels based off of what it wants to do. So again, you're in a sideways market right now. We were trending at one point, but again, we moved sideways here. You can see we bounced between an actual range, and we moved sideways over here. So again, you'll see the structural support happen at resistance areas. You'll see structural support happen at resistance areas. And if we get that, then we're going to move to the upside. So that's why we're saying if we get that support here to show a sign, just like how we had down here and down here, we're going to, one, be making higher lows, right? So we're going to stay in that upward trend, all right? We're going to be continuing to try to get that move to extend to the upside, all right? But if we break down below, then we're going back into that range, and right down below this level, we can actually have an opportunity to continue a downward trend. So we're going to go ahead and wait out for those specific levels. Let me go ahead and pull up a 4 tick here real quick so you guys can see it on the smaller chart as well. So 4 tick here, you guys see the same levels, or 5 tick actually, excuse me. 5 tick, you guys see the same levels here. Again, we're in the middle of that range. Very difficult area to trade because it's going to have an opportunity to either go up or down, right? Whereas if you trade at the edges of this, if you trade within the actual range, it's going to give you a better, clearer view of buyers exhausting, or even down here, sellers exhausting, and then you can get an opportunity to take the actual long side or the short side. You can even throw in your studies. Again, put up your studies there if you want to take some type of trade and get to the top of the range. If everything comes overhead, it will give you an opportunity to use it as a entry criteria for a short. Or if you come down below and everything comes underneath, like the moving averages, the VWAP, it comes underneath, then you can use that as a support opportunity to continue the move up higher. But that's going to be our levels for tonight, so we'll be patient, wait those out, see if we get the movement down into those levels. I know they're kind of wide, so we might play some closer levels if we see something different, but as of right now, that's going to be our levels of supports and resistances, both on gold and also on S&P. Hope you guys liked the video. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel yet, please go ahead and subscribe. If you did like the video, please go ahead and click that like button for us. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me at david@tradeproacademy.com, or you can write some messages here on YouTube and I'll get back to you. You guys take care. You have a great night.